Well, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Kilo 2 Hero stream and wish everyone a very healthy day today. Just checking to make sure all things are looking good here on our stream, and so far so good. Thanks so very much. Again, as some of you know, the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club, along with Lou, November Oscar 2 Charlie, Sally, Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta, and Mike, K2SYF, I think it's KC2SYF actually, and Karen, KD2GUT. They put forth a big effort to make this event happen, and we want to thank them very much for their dedication to special events. Today, I'd like to dedicate this operating session to all the nurses, doctors, EMTs that are working overtime to care for the sick, putting their health at great risk. They are our heroes, and we want to thank them through our contacts with caring amateur radio operators in the United States and other parts of the world, saying thank you. So very much, I'd also like to say thank you to members of my family that are both in the healthcare field. Heather and Maddie, both are nurses in the New York area. Be safe, guys, and thank you for being warriors in this COVID-19 war. All right, let's see what's on the bands and see if we can find a frequency, and we can operate from there. Thank you very much, folks, for your support. Thanks so much. Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling, CQ calling, CQ calling, CQ to all radio amateurs. This is special event station Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, representing Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. Of 62 counties, this is Suffolk County as Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. And this is a special event honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling, CQ. CQ calling, CQ, all radio amateurs. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. K28, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling, CQ. CQ calling, CQ. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening. Roger, thank you much and welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being the first one aboard. Appreciate the call very much. The name here is Peter for the record, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and I'll be your amateur radio guide for the next couple of hours here on the frequency. Give me your name, sir, and your location, please. Have a nice signal coming into Long Island, New York. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Peter. Yeah, the name on this end is Kent, Kilo Echo November Tango. I'm located just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Pleasure to speak to you there, Peter, in Long Island. I hope you're laying low and staying away from the coronavirus. Y'all are taking it on the chin. Down here, the flu is the worst thing, and coronavirus second. But I know up there it's a whole other world. So pleasure to talk to you. Back to you, Peter.
Well, thank you, Kent. Thank you so very much. And this is what we're looking forward to, QSO style special event where we discuss exactly how we feel and how others are feeling, and give our good wishes and thanks to those out there in the front lines. Well, regarding myself, yes, I am certainly laying low, only doing essential shopping with the family, and that's the extent of it. Not getting in the car, not driving, not making any attempt to normalize things. And yes, my sister and my brother-in-law, 2 weeks ago, they came down with COVID-19. They tested positive. And fortunately for them, they're in good health to start with. And they were able to get through this with basically symptoms that were not that severe. But again, it's like roulette, Kent. Some people it hits very hard, like a ton of bricks, and some people can get through with it like the normal flu. But it's hard to say. So certainly we don't want to take our chances, Kent, at all. Back to you for your final, Kent, and any other questions. And if you wouldn't mind spotting me, I'd really very much appreciate that. Kilo Alpha 4, Yankee Uniform Delta. Thanks so much, Kent. This is a Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot special event.
Yeah, Peter, I might ask you to come back one time with that call. I think I popped it wrong. By the way, I didn't tell you, you're probably running about 5 seconds. Protocol, so it's not the world's greatest set of years, but you're doing a good job coming this way. There's a little bit up and down QSB, but 100% copy all the way. But lay low, and sure appreciate it. I'll look up the special events, see what we got here. Thank you very much. 73's Kilo Alpha 4, Uniform Delta.
Thank you, Kent. Thanks a lot. Good copy on the signal. A little bit of QSB, as you mentioned, but otherwise very copyable. And you're certainly a 5 and 7 here, Long Island, New York. Again, the station call sign for the special event is Kilo 2 Hotel / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Going to the website on QRZ.com, Kent, you can find Kilo 2 Hotel. Just go K2H, and you'll have all the information you need. There will be a certificate available in the next couple of weeks that you can download from the site, and specifically, it will have each county that you operate from, or at you're certainly receiving from. And there are 62 counties in New York State. We have now about 43 counties represented. So we're looking for more counties and look forward to have most of the counties, because we'll be here through the entire month of May. I'm also live streaming as well, Kent. If you're interested, go to my Twitch TV site under my home call sign, Kent, which is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, Whiskey 2 Japan Victoria. You can go there, and you can also get the links to that and follow us on stream and listen to your audio, listen to what other people are saying. And so that would be great if you want to do that and have that opportunity to do that. 73's, Kent, thanks a lot. If there's anything more you need, just let me know before your final. Go ahead. Thank you so much. You're right. Having fun, even though we're doing something that something we perhaps hopefully only do once, you have to enjoy yourself while we're saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Thanks a lot, Kent. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot at your service. QRZ.
Tango 4 Zulu Mike.
Yes, thanks, stations. Good to hear you. The station with Zulu Mike, please.
Good afternoon. This is Kilo Tango 4 Zulu Mike. Bruce in St. Augustine, Florida. St. Johns County. You don't need that. And you're 5 and 9 plus a little bit here. Over.
Roger. Thank you so very much, Bruce. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. November 2 Tango X-Ray. Thanks so very, very much, Mike, for spotting us. We really appreciate that. And keep those fishing pictures coming, Mike. Keep those pictures of those beautiful canals and the boat. Speaking of boats, Bruce, and you can say whatever you like, St. Augustine and St. Johns County. I'm looking at a classic sailboat here that it looks like is on a canal. Looks fantastic. Love the wood boats. Good for you. Thanks for posting that on your website. 73's to you, Bruce. Anything else you'd like to add or any questions that you have? Go ahead.
No, I'm just glad you're out there.
Bruce, thank you so much. That's really nice of you to say, and we feel the same way as well. And certainly word is getting out to all those frontline workers that we're doing whatever we can to say thank you for what they're doing. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Special Event Station, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
KJ4 Zulu Mike Lima.
Roger, Zulu Mike Lima, please.
Kilo Juliet 4 Zulu Mike Lima. Name is Tom Tango Oscar Mike at Tybee Island, Georgia. Good signal into South Georgia, sir.
Roger, Tybee Island, a beautiful, beautiful place. We often hear that on the Weather Channel when unfortunately some serious weather comes through. Good for you to live on Tybee Island, and looking at QRZ picture, very pretty little family member there sitting on your lap. Thanks a lot. Got a good signal coming into the Long Island, New York area. Kilo Juliet 4 Zulu Mike Lima. Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate the contact. 73's. Be well, be safe, and stay home. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, I think this is the whole call of one station. Let's try that. November 4, November Charlie Lima. Do I have that right?
The Kilowatt, November 4, November Charlie Lima. Name is Greg.
Roger, Greg, I got that. Yep, I sure do. Thanks a lot, Greg. We appreciate the contact. Thanks so very much for contacting our station, and most importantly, Greg, saying thank you to the heroes that are fighting COVID-19. We're getting word that they're really they're hearing us. They know we exist. They really appreciate what we do, and I certainly appreciate the contact from you and all those folks that are saying thank you and taking the time. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Sierra Mike.
Roger, I believe it's Kilo 4, Sierra, Mike. Go ahead.
Hi, Roger that. This is Fred, Foxtrot Romeo, Echo Delta, Jacksonville, Florida. You're 5'9 plus, great signal.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you so very, very much. I really do appreciate that, and your signal is very strong as well. I see you playing a guitar there. You look like you're very well at ease, really enjoying yourself with the American flag behind you on your QRZ page. That reminds me of another person that perhaps played guitars but plays a very major role in certainly adding microphones and acoustics to many big bands, and that's Bob Heil. I'm sure a lot of you know him. Kilo 9, Echo, India, Delta. What a wonderful, wonderful man in the Hall of Fame in terms of contributions that he's made to music. Go to his website. If you haven't already, you'll really enjoy reading his background, his history, and he's such a big figure in amateur radio. I mention that for another reason as well. Thanks a lot, Fred, for showing me the guitar. The other reason is that he also represents a very nice podcast called Ham Nation. Him and a few other folks. Gordon West is another fellow doing Ham Nation on Wednesday nights on Twit TV, Tango Whiskey India Tango. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I will be one of the guests talking about what we're doing here to support those folks on the front line. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have an opportunity, tune in to Twit TV. You can put in your search bar Ham Nation and also find the information on it. If you haven't tuned into it, there's a lot of good information, a lot of nice podcasts that are put together. If any of you have watched Ham Nation and Bob Heil, please just let me know. Just give me a quick word on that. And, of course, you're welcome to talk about anything at all that you can share on the COVID-19 virus, people in your family that are doing well or not doing so well, neighbors, various people in the healthcare field that you know. We like to give a shout-out to them. Fred, thanks a lot. 73's Be Well. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, 73 to you, and I will be looking out for the other event stations, and I'll look out for you on Ham Nation. Before you go, or you just give it to me as you go, what's the handle there?
Roger, my pleasure, Fred. It's Peter, Papa Echo, Tango, Echo, Romeo, Peter. Thanks so very, very much. 73s, enjoy the day. And if you have any questions, by the way, after you make contact, by all means, go on the Twitch TV channel that I'm also live streaming here. Live streaming it on a couple of different platforms, YouTube, as well as Facebook and Mixer and a few other platforms. You can ask a question that maybe that I didn't answer, or I was too quick to get off the air. So you can ask a question on the chat box. Just go to Twitch TV and my call sign in the search box, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, which is my home call. And those of you who may not have, you think, a strong enough signal, HOA, QRP, you can also send me a message in the chat box. Also like to see some messages of anyone wishing anyone good luck and Godspeed out there, and I'll be happy to read those as well. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me give you a couple of messages. This is a little different than normal amateur radio, but that's what this special event is all about, saying hello in QSO style and making all of us feel good. QRZ, please. You know who this is, right? Kilo 2 Heroes. We're heroes, all of us. Stroke Sierra, uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Victor Papa.
Roger, thank you. Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Victor Papa. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so careful, letter by letter and word by word. I appreciate that. Got a real strong signal coming here to Long Island, New York. Name again is Peter. Give me your name, sir, and your location or anything else you'd like to add. Go ahead.
The name here, my friend, is Richard. Richard is the name, and I'm from the state of Georgia. And I want to thank you for making amateur radio great again. Go ahead.
Well, that sounds good. I haven't heard that since I started on May the 1st. Here we are, May the 12th. And, well, you know, amateur radio has its moments. It's always, the way I feel, at a very high point. We're very lucky in what we do. And we must also remember that we are an amateur radio service. That's how we're identified by the FCC. And this is certainly one of the services that we do. We aid a lot of comfort to people in various types of activities. We do a lot of marathons. Certainly we, the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club, who has put together this very special event, does the Run for Heroes. We do a lot of veteran events, a lot of town events as well, and we're pleased to do that. Richard, thanks so much for saying that, and thank you you for recognizing that. This is certainly, we believe, one of the high points, certainly in terms of special events, and we're really pleased to be able to put that on. Thanks so much for acknowledging that, Richard. 73s to you. Good health, good luck. Be well and be safe, and stay hunkered down for the time being. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 2 Lima Sugar.
I think it's Kilo with a sugar, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Kilo 2 Lima Sugar.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 2 Lima Sugar. Thank you so very much, sir. Your name and location.
Yeah, my name is Larry. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm a former Long Islander.
Roger, thank you, Larry, very, very much. What town did you hail from? Go ahead.
I lived in Brentwood, and then I lived in Merrick, and I moved here in 2006.
Well, that's great. Brentwood and Merrick. I lived in Massapequa for 19 years until Hurricane Sandy took care of our house on the canal. But I love the South Shore. North Shore is nice, but it's been a little bit rough for my wife and I with regard to allergies here. Tree pollen is really beating us down. Larry, great to hear you. Got a nice call. Good for CW. Thanks a lot for saying hi, and thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ. You're not going to get tired of this, I hope. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Echo 4, Victor X-Ray Charlie.
The Victor X-Ray Charlie, please.
Kilo Echo 4, Victor X-Ray Charlie, Chet, C-H-E-T, Charlie Hotel Echo Tango, Asheville, North Carolina. Make yourself a wonderful day, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, Chet, very much. Kilo Echo 4, Victor X-Ray Sierra. Thanks, Chet, so very much for saying that. We appreciate that, and we really enjoy reaching out to those folks out there that are on the front lines, really. And there are many, many different types, really. We're honoring the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers, the EMT people, the police, the firemen, the military, who provide medical help, as well as personnel in the food services industry. Not to forget the sanitation and postal workers and the supermarket personnel, the people working in our cars, the people keeping our phones going. All those people, thank you so very, very much. We reach out to you and have tremendous respect and honor for you. Thanks for being out there while we're sheltering in place. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. The station with Germany, Portugal, please.
Kilo Fox 4, Charlie Golf Papa, in Orlando, Florida. Name is Rick.
Roger. Do I have that right? Kilo Foxtrot 4, Charlie Golf Papa. Go ahead.
Roger. You've got it right. You're a big 5'9" into Orlando, Florida.
Roger, thank you. I have a location on QRZ, which I'm sure is wrong, as Kansas City, Carnes City, rather, Texas. That's not correct. Is that right?
That's correct. I got stuck over here during the virus.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that many, many times before. Well, thanks so much for making contact with us and saying hello and saying thank you to those healthcare workers and the EMTs and all those others that I previously mentioned. Thanks so very, very much. QRZ, the chat window is kind of quiet. Come on, chat it up, folks. Get on that to Twitch TV and say a few things so we could talk to other subjects as well. This is a conversational type of special event that we're doing. Hope you guys don't mind, but we're doing this not for us so much. We're doing this for those folks that are on the front lines, where we're packaging highlights. I'm packaging 10, 15-minute highlights to them, various locations, whether it's the local hospitals or the homes or certainly people's letting people know that we exist. Thanks so very, very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for taking the time, putting on your rigs and saying hello to us. Any comments, feel free to share that with us. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. The station ending with Echo Sierra, please.
Echo Charlie Kilowatt 4, Portable 4.
Echo Sierra. The name is Jacob Juliet Alpha Charlie Oscar Bravo. And the location is Lighton, Iowa. Yourself?
Roger. Unfortunately, I didn't get your full call. I just got the Echo Sierra. So if you could repeat your call to me, that would be a big help. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. It is Kilo Romeo 0 Echo Sierra. Yourself?
Oh, IQSL. Thank you so much. Kilo, that says Kilo Romeo Zero Echo Sierra. Do I have that right?
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's a nice call. Thank you so much. Enjoy that. And I think, do I have your name as Jacob? Go ahead.
Yep, that is correct. You are 5'9" plus about 20 in the town of Leighton, Leighton, in Iowa. Over.
Roger. Nice to hear from you. Thanks, Jacob, from Leighton, Iowa. Really, thank you for the contact. Thanks for the clarity on the call. And thank you for that wonderful picture of Yellowstone National Park. We hope to get there again soon. And that's a really gorgeous picture. That's a keeper. Thanks for putting that on QRZ. All righty, here we are. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, on the air for you and for all the healthcare workers. QRZ.
Alpha Charlie 4 Kilo Whiskey.
Roger, thank you. A real big signal. Thank you. Alpha Charlie 4 Kilo Whiskey. Good afternoon to you. Your name, sir, and your location, and any comments that you have. Go ahead.
Very good afternoon to you. Thanks for being there, and thanks for recognizing all the frontline people who are helping to keep everyone safe. We appreciate that. I'm sure they appreciate you doing so. The name here is Angel, Alpha November Golf Echo Lima, alternating current 4 kilowatt here in Somerville, South Carolina. And I'd like to thank all the frontline workers and everyone who makes our everyday living easier. Right? Like you said, supermarket workers, toll takers, mechanics, bus drivers, transportation people, everyone who's allowing us to do what we need to do day to day. So there you go. K2 Hotel, Alpha Charlie 4 Kilo Whiskey. Back to you.
Roger, Angel. That is really well said. I can't thank you enough. That's going to be part of my highlight reel here at 23 minutes and 36 seconds. It's one thing for me to babble about all how we feel about the healthcare workers, but when another amateur radio operator so eloquently speaks about how grateful we are that they're keeping us safe, that means a lot, and I really like to hear that, and that's for the record and will be forever immortalized, Angel. Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much for that. And, that's one of the things that you might think, well, they get paid. They're doing the job that they certainly train to do. They love the work that they do. But, there's nothing like saying thanks. There's not enough thanks certainly going on in the world, period. We all just assume that somehow somebody is saying thank you. But believe it or not, when they hear that, and they've said it to me many times, I've gotten numerous emails where they're saying, thank you. Biz Grim Reeker, thanks a lot for following. We really do appreciate that. It means really a lot. Thank you so much, Biz Grim Reeker, but we appreciate that. As I was saying, before I got scared out of my bejesus, that's a little bit loud. I got to lower that sound. Anyway, as I was saying, getting emails where they're saying, we really, really appreciate what you're doing, and we certainly haven't heard many thanks before because things are so hectic. So we're taking the time to do that. Angel, thank you. I'm going to give it to you for your final 73s, and again, thank you so very, very much for saying those words. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, man. It's very easy to say those words when they come from the heart. And like you said, a little thank you goes a very, very long way. It gives those who are sacrificing for the rest of us more reason to do so. A little recognition can go a very long way. It doesn't have to be much. A simple thank you, maybe a bottle of water. Any little bit helps, and kindness goes a very long way these days. Take care, 7-3. God bless, and thanks for picking me up, and thanks for being there. Thanks for doing what you do. AC4KW, alternating current 4 kilowatt, clear, 7-3.
That's a nice, appropriate call. Thank you so much again, Angel. Thank you, and you're 1,000% right. We've got to hopefully, coming out of this, we have to be better off. We have to really appreciate what we have, not what we don't have, but what we have, and certainly, I really do believe that people are going to be kinder to one another. I really do believe that. The world is smaller. Thanks a lot, Angel. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys, for letting us talk through these subjects. This is what it's about. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening. There's a station I believe I heard with Echo Charlie in the call. Go ahead.
Kilowatt 2, Echo Charlie Kilowatt, portable 4, over.
Roger, thank you so very much. I got that. Kilo 2 Echo Charlie Kilowatt Portable 4. I repeat, Kilo 2 Echo Charlie Kilowatt. Thanks so much. Your name, location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Name is Dave, D-A-V-E. We're located in Sebring, Florida, Central Florida. And we are very grateful for all those that are into helping out and the sick people and everything, and also for our president and so forth for organizing this. This is a big organization to be organized and to get things going. So, and our prayers go out with those that have been affected. So, back to you. This is K2ECK Portable 4.
Roger, Dave. Thanks so much for those words. K2ECK Portable 4. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Well, it's very easy to point fingers. It's very easy to be critical. It's very easy to blame. But however, this is a war that we've never fought before. We're learning our lessons every day. We're learning about this virus, this disease. Virus is too light a word to use. It's a disease. And we're learning how to control it. And we're starting to get a handle, perhaps, on how to mitigate it. And that takes time. One thing we know for sure that there won't be a next time for this. We'll have everything buttoned up. We'll understand how to immediately start to shut down the country. Here in New York, the reason, of course, most of you know why this was the epicenter, and still in many cases it is the epicenter, is because 3 billion European tourists were allowed in. We just didn't close that door. We weren't quick enough on the trigger because, once again, we didn't completely understand how to handle it. So those 3 million tourists, those good tourists, they did nothing wrong, but unfortunately we didn't take care of business because we just didn't know. But we'll get there. We really will. I want to say a thank you to W2TAD. Thanks so much for saying hello in the chat. Being originally from Long Island, he says, we commend you and thank you for this event. Thank you so very much. I really thank you for that. My pleasure. I'm getting a lot of pride by doing this. And hi, this is November Oscar. Let me read this on another line. Yes, November Oscar Sierra Charlie Cool Stream. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm not going to make this. There's a lot of different elements, a lot of add-ons that I have here. But for now, we'll just show me. What you wonder is behind me is the Radio Amateur Satellite Corporation banner. Better than looking at a closet, and a balloon that's still inflated saying Happy Mother's Day. So why not? This is Happy Mother's Day week. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks for the time. Thanks for your very, very kind words. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes is on the air at your service. Sierra Uniform Foxtrot's our location, Suffolk County. We're listening. Go ahead. There's a station with Juliet Sierra in it. Go ahead. QRZ. Sometimes I hear things. This is Kilo 2 Heroes Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger. Thank you. Charlie Oscar Papa first, please.
John, Juliet Oscar Hotel November. The call is Kilowatt Bravo 2, Charlie Oscar. And a transplant from Long Island about 6 years ago down here to beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. You guys are doing a great job up there.
Thank you, John. Kilo Bravo 2, Charlie Oscar Papa. I can kind of guess what your career might have been. Wilmington, North Carolina is a gorgeous place. Where in Long Island did you come from, John? Go ahead.
Oh, bounced around a lot, but I guess if I had to call one place home, it would be was on the South Shore for a little while, but spent most of my time up in Mount Sinai and Shore.
Gorgeous places, Mount Sinai and Shore. Great. Well, thanks for making contact with us. Thank you for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Can't do this without you guys. Thanks for your patience. I almost feel badly for being rude. I would love to be able, someday we will, pick up 3 or 4 calls at once and spool them up. But thanks a lot for hanging in there and being patient with all of us. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
4 Zulu, November Juliet 4 Zulu.
November Juliet 4 Zulu, if I have that right. Thank you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
K2 Heroes, this is November Juliet 4 Zulu. Name here is John, Juliet Oscar Hotel November. Rock Hill, South Carolina, just about 20 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina. Wanted to thank all of the folks out there on the front lines, whether they're in the hospital, they're EMTs, police, fire, medic, whatever, and our soldiers abroad and at home. Also, I have two sisters that are nurses and two nieces that are nurses, all of them on the front line. So want to wish them all the best and thank you as well. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you so, excuse me. Thank you so very much for those very kind comments and those bouquets that you're giving to those people on the front lines. Would you please do me a favor and mention the first names of the two sisters and the two family members, their first names, please? Go ahead.
Yeah, roger that. First name for one, my oldest sister is Paulette. The youngest sister is Jennifer, and Paulette is a geriatric nurse. Jennifer is an emergency room nurse. My niece Annie, who is in Baltimore on the front lines with John Hopkins, she's an ICU nurse. And my niece Katie, who is in New York, upstate New York, and she's an ICU nurse.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. Shout out again from us here at the Kilo 2 Heroes Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot Station. Paulette, Jennifer, Annie, and Katie, thank you so very much for putting your lives at risk, going to war every single day with a smile on your face, working so many hours of overtime. My cousins are working on average somewhere around 15 to 20 hours of overtime. It's just incredible. John, thanks so very, very much. We do appreciate that, and we really, really love to hear the comments because that gets out there on our stream. Thanks a lot, John. 73s. Yes, also I have a note here from KA Coffee, KWFEY. Thanks for spreading the message and operating a special event. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you in 73. Thanks so very much, KWFEY. We really appreciate those comments on the chat line. 73s, this is Kilo 2 Heroes. A lot of heroes out there. Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Whiskey 4 with a highway patrol. Go ahead.
That was Kilo 4 State Highway Patrol.
Roger. Kilo 4 State Highway Patrol, otherwise known as Sierra Hotel Papa. Thanks so very much. Nice signal here into Long Island, New York, about 45 miles east of a very quiet, a very sedate New York City. Your name, location, any comments you have. Go ahead.
Yes, QSL. The name is Jason. You're a solid, beautiful audio 5.9 plus into Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Not a lot to say. I'm retired from public safety. Spent 25 years doing it and enjoyed every minute of it. And, it's a war every day, not just today. I think people tend to forget that. There's a lot of wounded warriors and a lot of people that we talk about the military and there's no doubt the sacrifice they do. But, police officers put on a bulletproof vest and carry a gun just to walk around the streets that everybody else walks around without that stuff. So a lot to be said for that. But anyway, y'all take care. Thank you for doing the net and the special event station, and look forward to hearing it on the stream. If it's where's it at on the internet, just so I can find it later. K4SHP. Roger.
My goodness, I know you had to be just a fantastic state trooper. Thanks a lot for putting your vehicle on QRZ. Appreciate that, Jason. Thanks so much. Thanks for your comments. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of victims here. We understand those that are sick, those that are recovering, those are in hospitals and nursing homes. We reach out to them, and our prayers are out to them. But we also have to remember other folks, each and every one of us also, that carries a heavy load in our minds, a lot of anxiety every day. This is something we're not accustomed to, and all of us are reacting in different ways. This is very much like the issues that you'll suffer during a war. You may not go out to the front lines, but even though you may have a radio on your back and you're back at headquarters, you're still sensing this, and we want to make sure each and every of us take care of ourselves. Amateur radio certainly is a fantastic outlet, and if that's not doing it for you, make sure that you're good to yourselves and you keep up a good, positive mental attitude. It's not good to watch the news too many hours a day. Not good at all to go at night to bed after watching the news. That's not good for the psyche. But make sure that you keep yourself well, and if you're not doing well, reach out to a friend, and hopefully you'll be able to get some peace. But that's so important. Thanks, Jason. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much for your comments, and thank you so much for your service. It means so much. 73s to you. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, okay, there's a lot of stations there. There's someone that said, hello, Peter. Come on back with your call. Go ahead.
This is Kilo 4 Hotel Lima in Pensacola, Florida, Peter. Good afternoon.
Thank you, John. Kilo 4 Hotel Lima. Good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for Escambia County in Pensacola. Appreciate that. Thank you, John. Really, thank you so much. Basically, we have another shout out from C. Greggs. A shout out to the airborne soldiers of the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Yeah, based in the European epicenter of COVID in northern Italy. Absolutely correct. Helping not only themselves, but volunteering to keep the Italian communications where they are located, yet having to maintain combat readiness too. Thank you so much for that. And he's listening, Kilo 8 Charlie Golf Sierra. Thanks so much for that. And we shout out to them for sure. Thanks, John. 73s to you. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Yep, keep those messages coming. Thanks so much. QRZ. There's a station ending in Papa. Station ending in Papa. Go ahead. Oh, thanks so much, Richard. Thank you. Whiskey Alpha 1, Foxtrot, Kilo Papa. Doing well. Good to see you smiling with your granddaughter still. That's fantastic. Richard, thanks a lot for making contact with us. Contact as often as you like. We appreciate that very much. 73s, be well, good health, and thanks for taking the time to say hello, and most importantly, thank you to the heroes fighting this war. QRZ, this is, you know who it is, Kilo 2 Heroes, and we're in Suffolk County, Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ. There's a Whiskey 4 with a Lima in it. Go ahead. Roger, there's two Whiskey 4s, but we'll get to the other one. I think I have a, correct me if I'm wrong, please, Whiskey 4, Kilo Lima Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Operator Ken in Kentucky. Yeah, 5 by 9 plus 10 here. Sounding good, sir.
Thank you. You too as well, Ken. And thanks so much for stopping by, spending the time with us, saying hello, and thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. There's another, there's probably a bunch, but let's try one more. Another W4, another Whiskey 4. Go ahead.
Whiskey 4, Romeo Delta Lima.
Roger, thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for your patience. Whiskey 4, Romeo Delta Lima. Your name, location, and any comments that you have. Go ahead.
Yes, you're coming in here in Florida, Lighthouse Point, Florida at 5 to 9.
Thank you so much, Ron, for Lighthouse Point, Florida. Thanks so much. You're doing well here as well. 5-9 signal report for you as well, Long Island, New York. 73s. Thanks for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Fantastic. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
You're doing a nice job. I have two daughters that are nurses on the front line, so to speak.
Oh, okay. Thanks for mentioning that. Standby stations. The two nurses, would you please give me their first names? Go ahead.
First one is Laura, and the second is Teresa. They're working every day.
Roger. Is the second one Teresa? Go ahead.
Affirmative, Teresa.
Roger. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Teresa. Shout out to them. Thanks so much for mentioning that, Ron. I really do appreciate that. So very important. And they may listen anytime. You never know who's listening, and who knows them might say, hey, your name was mentioned, and a gentleman said thank you. And they'll say, we appreciate that. That's going to give us a little bit more energy. 73s to you. Thanks so much. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Tango India.
Roger. The station with Tango India, please.
Kilowatt 9, Tango India.
Roger, I have you. Thanks so much. You're in the log. Kilowatt 9, Tango India. Thanks so very much. Your name, location, any comments? Go ahead.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Brian, located in Granger, Indiana. Just wanted to send a shout out to all the first line responders. My wife is a nurse by trade. She's a director of compliance at a local hospital. Her name is Jenna. She's also a ham as well. She's currently at work, obviously, and we just wanted to say thank you to all of those that are putting their life on the line, trying to keep the rest of us safe. Over.
Roger, Brian. Thank you, Jenna. Shout out to you. Thank you for going to work while the rest of us here that are not first-line workers are sheltering in place. And We worry about you. We pray for you. We light candles for you. And we try to put as many good karmas out to you. Thanks a lot, Brian, for mentioning Jenna's name. She's a ham also. Hopefully we'll get through this very, very quickly, this war that we're fighting, and we'll be able to all breathe a sigh of relief and get back to our normal lives. For now, we'll do the best we can and think of others. And that's what we're doing here today and for the entire month of May, thinking of others. And I think that after you're finished making contact with us and I'm finished making contact with you, you sit back and you say to yourself, I feel pretty good. I really do. We may not be doing significant things, of course, compared to what they're doing, but we still feel like we're doing something, and that's what amateur radios do, amateur radio operators do. We try to make things better. QRZ, thanks, Brian, appreciate that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Sierra Foxtrot. Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra Fox.
Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra Foxtrot. If I have that wrong, please correct me. Name is Peter here, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Name, location, and any comments you have. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Peter. Got the call sign correct. Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra Foxtrot. Name is Fred Fox Romeo Echo Delta in Wisconsin, eastern part of Wisconsin. And thank God what you're doing there. Very, very nice special event. Go ahead.
Thank you, Fred, so much in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Yeah, I know that pretty well. Some of my sailing friends have sailed some of the lakes there, and it's really challenging. Thanks a lot, Fred. Fred, I also want to mention what I'm seeing on your QRZ page, your QSL card, and I want to acknowledge you. Thank you for your service. He says on his QRZ page, it's a beautiful, beautiful, one of the nicest cards I've seen, with the American flag, with a black background, American flag, the eagle, and certainly he says the Marines, the few, the proud, and Semper Fidelis. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Fred, for posting that, for allowing me to say that, and thanks a million for your service. 73s, Fred, be well, have good health, and thanks so much for spreading the good word, the good news out to those folks that are fighting right now. 73s, Fred.
73 Semper Fi.
Semper Fi to you as well. Good health and be well and stay safe. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, I think I have it right. Is that Whiskey Bravo 9 Echo Echo Hotel? Go ahead.
Roger, Peter. We've spoken to you a couple times. Cannot say enough good for what things we're doing. Want to put a shout out for everything that you're doing from Marion County, Florida, Office of Emergency Management, the Marion County Emergency Radio team, and that we support your efforts. Peter, big shout out to what you're doing. This is Whiskey Bravo 9 Echo Echo Hotel. Our call is KG4NXO, Nancy X-Ray Oscar. We are not able to go to the EOC, but we are operating remotely. QSL?
Oh, QSL, David. Thanks so much for mentioning that. And thank you for the shout-out for the Office of Emergency Management, KG4NOX. Yeah, we, too, are doing basically the Zoom presentations. We have also our club, the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. We have a location in the Emergency Operations Center in the town of Babylon, Lindenhurst, Long Island, New York, and certainly we are sheltering here in place, and we're getting together via Zoom. So thanks so much for that, and for the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club, at the Races and Aries events. We also tip our hat to you as well. And thanks so much for making contact with us. 73s, be well and be safe, and certainly let's all be patient. QRZ, please. This is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's a Golf Oscar station. Go ahead.
It's K9 Fox Golf Oscar, K9 FGO calling.
Roger. Okay, kilowatt, let me get that right. Kilowatt 9, Foxtrot Golf Oscar. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. Name is Peter, Long Island, New York. Name, location, and any comments, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, Peter. My name is John Ocean Henry Nancy, and I'm in Collinsville, Illinois. And I hope I got the beam on you in the right place. You're 5 over 9, very good signal for me. And it's the first time I've had to rig on the air to make a contact with it. New to me. Hi. So, anyway, I won't keep you. I have no comments. Everybody has said probably what I would say, but best wishes for your efforts. Back to you, over.
Roger, John, very well said. Thank you so much for taking the time to make some very meaningful comments, John. It's an interesting thing you said about this is the first time in a while that I'm putting the station on the air, and we're hearing that a lot, and essentially that is very meaningful to all of us, that we're taking the time, we're recognizing that this is a very special time in the history of obviously the world and amateur radio, and we want to be part of it. Maybe we want a certificate, which you'll certainly get one. But John, I'm hearing from folks. I heard from one fellow the other day. He said, I've always liked CW. I do about 10 words a minute, but I never ever felt like really getting out there and making contacts. I felt that maybe I'd be overwhelmed, but he did. He got on the air during one of our special event stations, working in another county. And he said that operator couldn't have been nicer. He said, this is the first time in a long time that I had the courage to get out there and try some CW. Again, that was the motivation. He felt like you felt, this is big enough that I really want to do something, go out of my way and do something to say thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Thanks, John, so very much. We can't thank you enough. And that's kind of the story of what this is all about, really is. 73s to you. Good health, good luck, and stay well, stay safe. And, of course, stay indoors. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening. The Japan Uniform Florida, go ahead. Roger, Mark, I have that. Yep, you're one of our neighbors in Plainview. Whiskey Bravo 2, Juliet Uniform Foxtrot. Very nice signal here into Long Island, New York. Thank you so much for taking the time to say hello. And, if you'd like to jump in and be one of the special event stations from, doesn't matter, we can have as many counties from Nassau or Suffolk. There's no limit at all. And we could have a multiple number of us on the air at the same time on the same band. So if you'd like, go to Kilo 2 Hotel and put your name in, and Lou will, NO2C will give you certainly some information. Thanks a lot, Mark. We appreciate that. 73s and be well. Good luck, and thanks so much for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, anyone, anywhere. Propagation is pretty good. We're spreading out. We're getting out to the Midwest, to South, and we get yet to Washington State, but that may be a little bit later. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The Kilowatt 4 with the Alpha Bow. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say good afternoon to you. Alpha. I've been talking to you about every day. Just want to say hello.
Roger. Oh, I'd love to say hello. Let me make sure. Kilo 4, is it Charlie Tango Alpha? Go ahead.
It's Kilo Oscar for Charlie Tango Alpha.
Oh, that makes better sense. Yeah, Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Tango Alpha. Thanks so much. Yep, you know that we really appreciate the hellos. Every day is fine, doesn't matter at all. We thank you so much for that. Good health, good luck, and we look forward to speaking with you again. QRZ, special event station. What are we doing? Well, we're honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. We cannot say thank you enough for what they're doing. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Hey, Roger. Okay, Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Alpha. 73s to you. Keep up the good work. We're out.
Thank you so much. 73s and be well to you. QRZ. There's a Kilo, I believe there's a Kilo 9 station. Kilo 9, go ahead. Roger, there's a few out there, but Kilowatt Foxtrot 9 Tango Victor. Your name and location, please. Go ahead. Kilo Foxtrot 9 Tango Victor, go ahead. Roger, okay, yep, there's a little bit of QSB, but I got you, Paul. Thanks so much for Lincoln, Nebraska. I do appreciate that. I believe there's a Kilo Bravo 1. Kilo Bravo 1, go ahead.
Yeah, Kilo Bravo 1, Delta Kilo.
Roger, I got you. Thank you. Kilo Bravo 1 Delta Kilo. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Your name and location.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Bob. I'm across the Sound in southwestern Connecticut, just north of Bridgeport. Want to thank you what you're doing. Both my daughters are nurses, one at Yale New Haven Hospital and one down in Westchester.
That's fantastic, Bob. Thanks a lot. Could you mention their first names for me, please? Go ahead.
Sure, it'd be Regina, and my other daughter is Deanna.
Roger, thank you. Regina and Deanna, thanks so much for your service. We really appreciate that. Thank you a million for that. And may each and every day you get home safe, and may you have a little extra blessings for what you're doing. And thanks so much, Bob. I got to tell you, I'm looking at your picture on QRZ. Boy, I didn't realize that that Connecticut has such deep ravines and beautiful colors. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's Bryce Canyon out in southern Utah.
Yeah, one of my favorite hiking places. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. Yeah, you can't take a bad picture in Bryce Canyon. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Bob. Thanks for making contact with us, and thank you for your two daughters. May they be safe every single day and get through this war sooner than later. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4 Foxtrot Hotel, KO4 FX.
KO4, I think it's Sierra Hotel, but correct me on that. Go ahead.
Negative. It's Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Hotel, KO4 FX. I'm in McMinn County, Tennessee. How copy there? I'm trying to radio it. How copy there? And what's your QTH, please?
Roger, I'm copying you fine. Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Hotel. Your signal is a 5 and 7, 5 and 7. Good audio, good modulation. We're located 45 miles east of New York City in Suffolk County. Go ahead.
QSL, you're about a 10 over here. I heard of New York City there. Okay, there. My audio, okay, there. I'm not cutting in now, there. Give me never reading there. I'm just trying to radio out there. Over.
That's my pleasure. Yeah, no, the audio sounds very, very acceptable. If you'd like to hear yourself, you can go on the Twitch TV feed that I'm doing. On that, you put my call sign, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, and write this down at 5345. You started transmitting, and you can hear your signal if you'd like. By the way, give me your name, please, for the record. Go ahead.
No problem. There's Dom, Delta Oscar November, and I'm in McMinn County, Tennessee, just right outside of those towns called Athens, Tennessee, 53 miles south of Knoxville, Tennessee. There.
Roger, thank you. Little QSB on the signal, Don, but I've got everything. Thanks so much. And 73s, and the rig is doing a good job for you. Thanks a lot for making contact with us and saying thank you to a hero fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo India 1
November 4, November Yankee Kilo.
Roger, first the Kilo India 4, go ahead.
Roger, Kilo India 4, November Sugar Papa.
Roger, thank you. Kilo India 4, thank you. November Sierra Papa. Your name, location, and any comments. Go ahead.
Kilo India 4, November Sugar Papa. Tom, Tango Oscar Mike, North Carolina, NC, and God bless our first responders.
Thank you. Well said. Thank you so much for that, Tom. I appreciate that. 73s. I believe there's a November 4 station. Go ahead.
Very good. Missed your call sign. I just heard you talking about your special event there. Name is Doug, Delta Oscar United Golf in Columbia, South Carolina. Go ahead.
Roger, thank you, Doug. Appreciate that, and thanks for picking us up and coming on and keeping us company and supporting the troops fighting COVID-19. November 4, November Yankee Kilo. Thanks, Doug, from Columbia, South Carolina. We appreciate that. Do you need any more information about our event, Doug? Go ahead.
No, not really. You're sounding really good here. Really nice audio, and I'm a veteran of the U.S. Air Force, so I pray for those guys and stay strong. So thank you very much for the contact. This is N4NYK.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Doug. Thanks so much for mentioning that. Veteran of the Air Force. Yeah, veterans, we really, I don't know. I'm not going to say that we have more empathy, we understand more, but everybody understands. But certainly if you've been in a war, if you've been in a combat situation, you kind of understand how, we're not talking about bullets, but these germs are like bullets. And it could be devastating. It really can be. And unfortunately, as an earlier contact said, they can't wear the bulletproof vests, the helmets, the shields to keep themselves safer. They go in there pretty well with not as much equipment as we'd like them to have. But nevertheless, thanks, Doug. Thanks for making contact. Thanks a lot for keeping us company and saying thank you, as you well said, to the first line workers. QRZ, this is Special Event Station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot, Hotel, Lima, India. Up at that station in Columbia, South Carolina.
Roger, sir. I think I've got it as Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Hotel. Let me know if I have that right and your name and location. Go ahead.
Yes, that's correct, sir. And the name here is Don Delta Oscar November, and I'm outside of a little town called Athens, Tennessee, 53 miles south of Knoxville, Tennessee. We just got this thing started back together there. What kind of copy you got on me right there? If you don't care to give me just estimate there, and it's not sounding blurry or nothing, is it? Just trying to get this linear line here. What kind of copy you got back to you?
Roger, Don. No. It's a very clear signal, very crisp, good audio. The report is a 5 and 9, Don. And again, if you want to just confirm what I'm saying, you could go on the Twitch TV on your web browser, put in my call sign, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. That's the home call. And at 5802, or you could listen to that audio and listen to that signal, Don. Go ahead.
Your rig is sounding real good right here. I understand you talk about that there, virus here, like you said there. It's, I believe we're in the chemical warfare here. I really do in the United States there, and I'll tell you what, I hope it gets better there. 73, my friend, KO4FH clear.
Roger, thank you so much, Don. Yes, you're absolutely right, and we will. We're collecting more plasma, more antibodies, and that's going to be something that's going to be a major positive in this war. And anyone at all out there that has tested positive for the virus, I would like to suggest perhaps that you contact the Red Cross and see if you're suitable for donating plasma antibodies, which really could mitigate the loss of life that we're having. Being on a ventilator is sometimes these folks are not getting off it, and these antibodies could be the miracle. So if you've had tested positive, see if you perhaps might want to give that a try and see if that'll work. Also, I was talking about TWIT TV, TWIT, that Bob Heil on Ham Radio Nation does a podcast. His most recent podcast, he's talking to a doctor that's doing therapeutic plasma recovery with a group of people. I would suggest to look into that and see if some of that makes sense in terms of harvesting some of your antibodies. Anyway, that's that, and I think that's going to be real important. Thanks, Don. 73s, and good work on your signal. Doing a fine job. This is a service. This is what we do in amateur radio. Yeah, we love to chase DX. We like to collect our DXCCs. However, we're taking a time out for the month of May here, and we're saying thank you to those troops fighting COVID-19, a much higher purpose. Thanks so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. K9 Delta, Lima, India. Well said. Thanks so very much, sir. Your name and location and any background that you might have stories. Go ahead.
Name is Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilowatt, D-I-C-K. We're in the far northwest corner of Illinois, Galena, Dubuque. We're in East Dubuque, Illinois. And my wife is a retired nurse, but nothing to do with this current thing going on. But yeah, we've been staying home as much as possible, and we have very little up in this part of the country, but yeah, this virus is not nice. Not nice at all. Wish we could see where it goes, but the only way we do that is by who gets sick, I guess.
Richard, you're right. To K9 DLI, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. And our hats off to your wife, a retired nurse. She put her time in, and just thank goodness that doesn't have to right now fight on the front lines. Yep, we're learning about it. There's a lot to be learned, and we're collecting that information. It takes time. We don't have enough data yet to really make any statements about exactly how this is being transferred, what most likely cases are, why certain groups of people are getting it more than others. A lot of unknowns, but those unknowns, it's like a crossword puzzle. We'll figure it all out. We just have to be patient and trust our scientists that they'll come up with the answers. Thanks so much, Richard. Thanks for saying hello from East Dubuque, Illinois. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 4, Mike, Delta Zulu.
Roger. Thank you so much, sir. Whiskey 4, Mike, Delta Zulu. Thank you. Very good afternoon to you. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Well, I'm returning to amateur radio after a 17-year hiatus. My name is Mike. I am in Sanford, North Carolina. That's central North Carolina, 44 miles south of Raleigh. A beautiful day, 65 degrees. Enjoying you calling the net. Have a good day. W4MDZ. Back to you.
Well, thank you. Whiskey 4, Mike, Delta Zulu. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for coming back to amateur radio after the hiatus. Certainly welcome back. We certainly thank you so much for making contact with us. Perhaps this might be one of the motivations, saying, hey, I got to get my equipment together. I got to get back on the air. And we thank you so much for that, Mike. 73s. And love your picture on QRZ. Got some nice equipment there behind you, and you're sounding really good here from Long Island, New York. The name again is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. 73s, be well, be safe, and hunker down. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike.
Roger, the station with Papa Mike. Go ahead.
Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike. Handle here is David, Delta Alpha Victor India Delta, located in the state of Wisconsin. Good afternoon to you, and just want to say today that we should be thankful for all those people that have gone into the medical field and studied hard so they could get their degrees to help us fight this illness. I'll turn it back to you, sir. Kill 2 Heroes, Stroke USF, Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike.
Roger, David. Thanks so much. Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike. Thanks so much for those thoughtful words. Yes, they studied. They did test cases. They were in hospitals. But my goodness gracious me, they've never, ever came up with something like this in their lifetime. You know, we like to believe there's a reason for everything. And I suppose we'll know someday why. But we're certainly going to be better prepared medically. And we're going to come up with therapies. We're going to come up with solutions. We're going to come up with antibiotics that perhaps can fight a range of illnesses and diseases and viruses. But for now, we have to get through this dark cloud that is over us. I can tell you, we're doing better here in New York. You know, the New York City, well, that's in and of itself. That's a whole nother issue. That looks like we're going to be shut down in New York City, Manhattan Borough, at least through June. Some of the other smaller areas, Finger Lakes areas, upstate areas with smaller populations are meeting the criteria, and I think 3 of them right now are opening up their businesses. So that's a good sign. So hopefully the number of cases will continue to lower, and New York City will get closer to meeting all that criteria that the governor has laid out. Thanks a lot, David. Appreciate that. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Uniform.
Roger, thank you. Kilowatt 4, Golf Romeo Uniform. Thanks so much for making contact with us. We appreciate that. Your name and location and any comments that you have. Go ahead.
Hey, my name is Nathan. My location is Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you for running this net, and welcome to Twitch. Please keep streaming.
Thank you so much. I really enjoy doing it, enjoy passing the word out, feel that we're also speaking with folks that don't really have a full understanding and appreciation of what we do in amateur radio. A few folks have said, what are you guys exactly doing there? Who are you? Do you have licenses? And, of course, I said, yes, we're licensed by the FCC. We're a service, and we don't only talk about foot powder or the latest medications we're taking or the different aches and pains that we have. We really are often on the front lines, in the headquarters, we'll call it, really trying to do a service to those people that are that are hurting. So that's good to hear, and hopefully maybe there's some other folks that are thinking, well, this could be a really interesting hobby, amateur radio, and certainly we welcome them, and any questions that they have, they can ask anyone at all, excuse me, including going to the ARRL.org website. Thanks a lot, Nathaniel. Thank you for the contact. QRZ, excuse me, I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. QRZ, Kilo 2, Hero, Stroke, Sierra, a Uniform, Foxtrot. There's a Sugar Mike station. Go ahead. Roger, Johan. Thank you so very much. Sugar Mike 7, Lima, Papa Yankee. Welcome to the United States, Johan. Johan is calling from Sweden. Very much appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Again, your signal report, 5 and 7, 5 and 7. Johan, thank you. Very quickly, how are things going in your part of Sweden regarding COVID-19? Go ahead. Johan, thank you much. Well, I'm glad in summary that you're doing quite fine. And while the country and many of the localities are not open yet, certainly the trend is getting better. So keep a positive attitude. I have many friends that are Swedish. I've learned how to sail from some wonderful people that came from Gothenburg, and I got to tell you that there you have a very positive attitude and a good smile on your face. And thanks so much, guys, for doing all that. And thank you, Johan, for making contact with us here in the United States and supporting the heroes fighting COVID-19. We're certainly saluting New York State, but we're also saluting the world. It's a small world. There's actually 3 million amateur radio operators in the world. That's a small world, and we're thanking everybody. Johan, thank you. 73s, be well, good health, be safe, and thanks so much for saying hello, and thank you to the heroes. 73s, Johan. Bye-bye, 73s. Yes, I also look very much forward to you making contact with you with my civilian call, we'll say, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. By the way, the chat line here has been rather quiet. I'd like to see more people saying hello and spread the word out there. Let's get some more people on the line. Let's get some more viewers. It's good for all of us, and it's good certainly for the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is, Kilo 2 Heroes. We have quite a gaggle out there, and we're happy about it. It means that you really care. Thanks for caring. Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo India 4, Romeo Zulu Alpha.
Roger, big signal. Thank you so much. Kilo India 4, Romeo Zulu Alpha. Thanks so very much for making contact with us. Your name, location, and any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Well, good afternoon. I really appreciate you what you're doing right now. My name is Chuck, Charlie Hotel Uniform, Charlie Kilo. I'm from a town called Pittsboro, North Carolina, and my daughter happens to be an RN nurse up here at UNC Hospital.
Thank you. Daughter, UNC Hospital, would you please share her first name with us? Thank you.
Her first name is Cherie. Sierra Hotel, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, Echo.
Beautiful name, Cherie. I love it. That name is a musical name, Chuck. Thanks so much for that, and please, we pray for her every single day that she gets home well, and thank her for her service, and hopefully the overall number of cases are flattening there. It certainly sounds a lot better from what we're hearing. Thanks a lot, Chuck. Thanks for making contact with us, and 73s and good health, and again, a shout out to Cherie. Thanks so much. 73s, QRZ. Kilo 2 Heroes here, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Sugar Papa Charlie, portable.
Roger. The Whiskey 3 standby. There's a Mexico 7, I think. Go ahead.
Kilo India 4, Romeo Zulu Alpha.
Mike 7 Alpha Alpha Hotel, QDH would be Manchester.
QSL, Brendan. Mike 7, Alpha Alpha Hotel. Thanks so very much. Do I have, Brendan, your call right? Mexico 7, Alpha Alpha Hotel. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, that is correct, my friend. I'm working 4-element Yagi, 30 meters high, QRP station, and I'm pointing your direction.
Is that right, Brendan? What a signal. Let me give you an honest report. Is your 10 over 9, a strong 10 over 9. How much power are you running? Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. I'm working exactly 10 whiskies through a 4-element Yagi. It's 30 meters high, and the Yagi is 30 front to back, QSL.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that's doing the heavy lifting. Thanks very, very much. Signal is fantastic, and audio is also very, very strong. What kind of radio are you using? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm using the ST991 with the standard fish mic.
Yeah, wow, that's doing a good job. The audio really is has great modulation and great clarity. Brendan, thank you so much for saying hello from England. I believe you're in Lee. Is that correct? Leigh? Go ahead. Well, Roger, well, thanks so very much for breaking through the gaggle. We appreciate that. And 73 is in good health, and be well. And thank you so much for saying thank you to the heroes in the United States. And we reach out to those heroes in your country fighting COVID-19. 73s. Let's see. I believe there's a Whiskey 3 Sierra Papa Charlie. Go ahead.
QSL, Roger, Whiskey 3, Sugar, Papa, Charlie. You're a true 30 over 9 in Aiken State Park, South Carolina. The name here is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Coming to you portable from my camper, portable campsite in Aiken State Park in South Carolina, QSL.
Roger, Aiken State Park in South Carolina. Thanks for the report. I'm going to pass ditto to you. No exaggeration. 30 plus. Sounds like coming from a repeater. That's fantastic. We must have such a nice pipeline here, Stephen. Thank you so much. Are you vacationing, or are you just sheltering in place there? Go ahead.
We're vacationing. They finally opened the state parks back up, the reservations. I'm out here. We just got here yesterday. And my parents arrived yesterday as well. Whiskey 8 Sierra Charlie is my father. He's been licensed for, since the early 50s. And my 12-year-old W4 NWC and my 7-year-old who doesn't yet have his ticket. And we're doing some Parks on the Air fun and hanging out, doing some fishing, hiking, and just enjoying social distancing in the great outdoors. Certainly appreciate you taking my call today. Best 73, and again, absolutely beautiful signal down here in South Carolina.
Well, thank you so much, and the same to you as well. The audio is just fantastic, and you're really filling up the carrier so well. And also a shout-out to your dad, Whiskey 8 Sierra Charlie, and to your son. That's fantastic. Whiskey 4 November, I believe, Whiskey Charlie. Thanks so much. That's the way to do it. You know, I'm glad the park's opened up. That's fantastic. Enjoy yourself. Be safe, and you're in a good place. And as I said earlier, we've got to take care of ourselves mentally. We may not be on the front lines, but certainly we're getting some of the shrapnel. Let's face it, we are, and we have to realize that we got to do things to be good to ourselves. You know, even if it's getting in a car and taking a short ride someplace, doing something that might be a normal activity, just to keep ourselves balanced. Real important. Thanks so much, Steve, for making contact, and be well in good health, and have a wonderful time. Most importantly, thanks for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19.
No, I certainly appreciate all the hard work that the front line is doing with COVID. Certainly appreciate it, and they're certainly saving lives every day. 73, and maybe we'll make contact again later down this week. And best 73, and thanks for all that you're doing. W3 SPC Portable, Claire.
Thanks so very much. Thanks for those kind words. They really are extremely meaningful. Thank you so much. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Peter is at the mic. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, located 45 miles east of the Big Apple. Kilo 2 Heroes, QRZ. Roger. Whiskey Delta 4, Mike Golf Papa. Big signal also. Your name, location, and any comments you'd like to share with us. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Name is Mike India Kilo Echo. Location is Supply, North Carolina. You're 5'9". Just don't want to come in and say hello, and just worked on a new antenna, and it sounds like you got a nice group in here, and appreciate what you're doing. Other than that, sounds like you got a large pile up, so I will clear out of here. And say 73s, and you have a great afternoon from Supply, North Carolina, near Oak Island.
Roger, thank you, Michael. Supply, North Carolina, near Oak Island. Thanks a lot for stopping by, saying hello, keeping us company. Most importantly, saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. We really do appreciate that. We're all family here. We're all close family, and that's what the amateur radio community gets together, bands together, and wants to do what we can with what we have. After all, we're communicators, and we're trying to communicate our good wishes and communicate our good thoughts to one another as well. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's a Whiskey Baker station. Go ahead.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Juliet Bravo.
Oh, Roger. Okay, we got two, but I'll take first the Whiskey Bravo 8, Juliet Bravo. Thank you, sir. Name, location, any comments. Go ahead.
Location is Southern Ohio. My name is Jim Juliet. Appreciate you doing this special event station. I am a retired fire chief, so really appreciate that. And so anyhow, that's all I have. 73, and back to you, WBHAB.
Roger. Thank you, Jim. Whiskey Bravo 8, Juliet Bravo. Thanks so much. Thanks for your service as a retired fire chief. That's a tough business, and thank you for being there, doing that for all the years I'm sure that you did. 73s, be well, be safe, and thanks a lot for your heartfelt comments. There's another Whiskey Bravo station. Go ahead.
Whiskey Bravo 5, Mike X-Ray Oscar.
Roger. Whiskey Bravo 5, Mike X-Ray Oscar. Hope I have that right. Name, location, sir, and any comments that you might have. Go ahead. Roger, thank you, Guy, in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That sounds terrific, really. Sounds like a few Western movies might have been made there. Thanks, Guy. Thanks so much for making contact with us. You're in the log, and really appreciate you saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, so Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, thank you. Whiskey 4, I believe, Mike Delta Zulu. Correct me if I'm wrong. A name and your location and any comments. Go ahead.
You got the call right. Thank you for taking my call. The name is Mike here in Sanford, North Carolina. And I have to tell you, New York amateurs always hold a dear place in my heart because my interest in amateur radio began with my uncle in New York City. I visited when I was a 10-year-old boy, now 67, visited at 10 and was inspired. He had an apartment with an entire wall of amateur radio equipment, and he let me play with his key. So I always remembered that, and eventually I got my own call sign. I still remember his call to this day. It is W2JBP, but thank you for taking my call. This is W4MDZ.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's great to hear those stories of how we got started, who motivated us, who invigorated us, and it's great that your uncle from New York City, W2JBP, was that kind of person and didn't feel like his equipment was untouchable, that you were allowed to really play with his key and really get touched by it. I know myself, my motivation came, lucky enough, from the 1964 New York World's Fair. I visited the World's Fair with the idea. I was of the age where I was interested in cars and wanted to see Lee Iacocca and his Ford Mustang, but I got detoured. I got detoured through the Coca-Cola Pavilion at the World's Fair, where the Collins S-Line radio studio was located, and I got to tell you that that really was the bug that got me started in this hobby, and it's just very lucky that they had such a professional station. Could never afford Collins S-Line, but Michael, I know what you mean when something really strikes you and you get motivated. So thanks a lot for the story. 73s, be well and good health. I'll let you wrap it up. Thanks a lot, Michael.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call again. And I was at the 1964 World's Fair. That is the time I met my uncle, and was there with my grandparents. So I do know all the pavilions that you're talking about. GM was a great one. But anyway, again, thank you. Whiskey 4 Mike Delta Zulu. I'm clear.
Yeah, that was a special, magical time. It really was. 73s, thanks a lot. Pleasure sharing the story. But again, your call, your contact is a thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, uniform Foxtrot. I stand by. I believe there's a Maritime Mobile station. Maritime Mobile, come on in, please.
November Juliet 0 Oscar, Maritime Mobile, Lake Michigan, near Racine, Wisconsin. Name is Glenn. Over.
Roger, Glenn. November Juliet 0 Oscar, Maritime Mobile. Thanks so much. What kind of craft are you in now? Go ahead.
I'm on a Catalina 425. Catalina 425 sailboat. Over.
Ah, beautiful boat, beautiful boat. Yeah, the Catalinas were a boat that did racing on the lake that I lived on for a couple of years on Greenwood Lake, and beautiful boat. The boat does everything well. It's a good cruiser, and it just points into the wind very, very well. Hopefully you're having a good day out there. I haven't looked at the weather report, but hopefully you've got calm seas. By the way, just give me your name again. Go ahead.
Name is Glenn, Golf Lima Echo November Glenn, and it was a good sail today. Pretty calm, 20 knots of wind maximum, and the Catalina's just performed great in those kind of wind conditions, and also rougher too, but it was a beautiful sail. A little bit chilly, but if you dress for it, it's not a problem. Eventually I'll end up taking this up out to your neck of the woods and get from the Great Lakes out to the Atlantic Ocean, to the Lawrence there. So one day we'll be closer to you. Go ahead.
Well, I look forward to making contact with you. Safe sailing and, good steady winds. And that's just a phenomenal boat to sail on. Thanks a lot for making contact with us and saying thank you to the heroes, Glenn, fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, uniform Foxtrot.
Kilowatt 2, Golf Alpha Victor.
Roger, thank you. Kilowatt 2, Golf Alpha Victor. Thank you so much. Your name, sir, and location, and any comments that you'd like to make for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, and hello there in Suffolk County, New York, and thank you for doing the special event for our COVID-19 heroes. The name is Ted, Tango Echo Delta, originally from upstate New York, but living here in North Carolina for the last year via Connecticut for the last 37. So I shall say it's good not to be up there right now, but I spent most of my life up in New York and Connecticut. Back to you.
Roger, Ted, thanks so much. What county did you live in New York? Go ahead.
Albany County. We actually spent a long time there. Schenectady County for high school, Rensselaer County for college. So the whole Tri-Cities area.
Rensselaer. Is that RPI for you? Go ahead.
Roger, for me and my daughter, both are graduates of RPI.
Well, congratulations. Fantastic. Great school, and I've represented a lot of folks in my business from RPI and never disappointed with their performance. Great engineering school, continues to be. Very proud of that. Not easy. Ted, thanks a lot for sharing that with us, making contact with us. One of the things that the heroes out there say when they listen to our stream, they say we enjoy just the discussions on the variety of subjects. It's very much, they say, it's like reality TV. And isn't this the best reality TV? They do enjoy hearing things about where people are located, what kind of equipment they're using. They may not be technical, but they just like just a different subject being presented to them, and we're doing that for them. And thanks so much. Thanks, Ted. Thanks a lot for that, and thanks for giving us a little bit of a tour of the locations that you in. 73s, be well, good health, and be safe. And yeah, you're in much better shape being down there now. 73s, Ted.
Yeah, Roger, thank you very much. I didn't catch your name, and I'll just close with a footnote, and that is my best friend is a medical doctor in Northwest Connecticut and also a ham, November Papa 2 Golf. And we have a net twice a week, and he's keeping us up to date on COVID-19 from the medical viewpoint. Again, thanks to all our heroes in 7-3.
November Papa 2 Golf. Yes, let's shout out to him. What's his first name? Go ahead.
His first name is Doug.
Okay, shout out to you, Doug. Thanks a lot for your service. Appreciate that. My name is Peter, Ted, Papa Echo, Tango Echo Romeo. My home call is Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor, Whiskey 2, Japan, Victoria. Ted, 73s, be well, be safe, and be patient. Here in New York, of course, it's not in our DNA to be those things, but we're going to have to force ourselves to do that so we can get through this sooner than later. That's for sure. QRZ, thank you, folks, for making this a gaggle. Really appreciate it. It's noteworthy. Out there, there are people that are understanding what we're doing and appreciate it. And they hear the voices out there and they're saying, well, that's great. Really appreciate it. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Kilowatt Bravo 9, United Tango.
Kilowatt Bravo 9, United Tango. Thank you so much, sir. Nice signal. Name, location, and any comments. Go ahead.
All right, name is Dennis. I'm located in upstate South Carolina. You've been up to 5 and 9 plus 20. QSB is getting you a little bit now, but good copy, nice signal, and thanks for running that special event station. We appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure, Dennis. Thanks so very, very much. I appreciate that. And thank you. Your report also, you're a 15 over 9. Yeah, when we put the station together a year ago, and certainly I want to thank Kilo Alpha 2 Delta, November 2, Mike Uniform, November. We lost March the 5th. Also N2 GA, November 2 Golf Alpha, and Rick also, K2RB. We want to thank them very, very much for all the work that they did to get us going. One of the things we're really proud of is the antenna system we have. We're using an antenna from my friend Ken Garg at JK Antennas, located in Connecticut. We have what's called a Navasa 5. Actually, it's a 6 because it covers 6 meters. And it's amazing. With a very small footprint of only 12-foot boom, it really is performing phenomenally. Yes, we have a superb location with low noise, but I'm very, very happy with that antenna, and I want to thank Tom, Kilo Alpha 2 Delta, for recommending that. Anyway, that's a little story about what we've got. Dennis, thanks a lot. 73s to you, and good luck and good health. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Enough from me. Let's hear from you guys. Go ahead.
Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet Charlie Yankee.
All righty, Juliet Charlie Yankee. Roger, Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet Charlie Yankee. Thanks so much. Your name, your location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger there. Okay, name is Tommy. The location is Chester, South Carolina. And the call is Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet Charlie Yankee. We're about 50 miles from the capital city of Columbia and about 50 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina. But one thing there, I just tuned around, and I did want to say, I heard you say you were putting you had put a station together. But anyway, you're the only person, I've been a ham for 40 years, you're the only person I've ever seen peg this meter, and it does plus 60. I must have the beam on, and you got the beam on me, but you've got an outstanding station. It's a pleasure to talk to a station like that. Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet Charlie Yankee.
Well, thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate that, and ditto for you as well. You're 30, 35 over plus, and yeah, we're not here to show off. We're not here to say, well, this is the kind of station we have, big deal. But I really certainly part of, I don't know why, but certainly we're here called to service. And when I put this station together, a contest station, trying to get to my DXCC honor roll, but never in my wildest dreams that I think we'd be doing this. And there's a purpose to everything, and maybe that's why if this was a year later, that tower would be laying on the ground right now. Nobody could get together. So thanks, Thomas. Really appreciate it. By the way, we're using a Flex radio, a Flex 6400M, and we really feel very, very pleased about the radio. We just love the ability to do a lot of configuring with this radio. Thanks a lot, Tom. We appreciate that. 73s, be well, be safe, and yeah, you must be beamed right on me. I think you are. Be well. Thanks a lot. 73, sir. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Long Island, New York, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Bravo India Yankee. I don't know if I have this right, but I'll try. Is it Kilo India 4, Bravo India Yankee? I may be all wrong, but let's see what I got. How close am I? Go ahead.
You got it right on the nose. Name here is Bill, Bravo India Lima, and I'm located in Brighton, Tennessee, about 40 miles north of Memphis. Over.
Roger, thank you so much, Bill, for your call. Glad I got that right from Brighton, Tennessee. You've got good enunciation. I heard that very, very clearly. And let me also say hello to the bee farm. I first looked at it, Bill, and I said, what is that? What are the mailboxes? But I see now you said the bee farm in Tennessee. Thanks a lot for that. You're doing a good thing. Bees are very, very critical in nature, Bill. Go ahead.
Well, we try. Okay, that's
coffee that got way out of control. Over.
I know what you mean. I know. Yeah, we're really, when you get in it, we get in it. I remember there was a movie about that where somebody, everything they did, they really went overboard in. But yeah, that's okay. Those are good things, and we're doing this also for many, many good reasons as well. 73s, thanks a lot for making contact with us and saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, an hour and 31 minutes into the broadcast. Really appreciate you all being there and hanging in there and being patient. Thanks so much. Kilo 2 Heroes, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo 4, Charlie, Tango, Quebec.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 4, Charlie, Tango, Quebec. Thanks so much. Name, location, any comments you have. Go ahead.
QSL, name's John, located in South Carolina, and I would just like to give a big thanks to all the workers. I've got quite a few of my family that are on the front lines, and unfortunately, my son-in-law's mother, who is a healthcare worker up in the state of Pennsylvania, actually came down with the virus, and she's in the hospital as we speak. Roger?
Well, I roger that, and give me her first name. Will you please give me her first name? Go ahead.
Her name is Doris.
Okay, Doris, I'm putting the word out that you get better soon, that you get all the help that you need, and that's why I put a shout out for the antibodies, because right now that could be the silver bullet until we find a vaccine for that. John, thanks a lot for making contact with us. We really appreciate that, and we're going to wish you the best of good health, and all of us, we're going to push those words out to Doris. Thanks a lot. 73s, be well, good health. To you. Thanks so much. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's a Germany 1 station. I wonder who that is. Go ahead. The Germany 1 station, Germany 1, go ahead. Oh, Tom, thanks so much. This is one of my really good friends in Northamptonshire, England. Thanks, Tom. It's Golf 1, Italy, Zulu, Quebec, in Northamptonshire, England. Thanks so much. The day wouldn't be complete unless you make contact with us. And I know it's a little bit of a strain because clearly my beam is not near you. You're off the side of my beam, but you're 5 and 7, Tom. Thanks so much for saying hello to us. We feel things are getting better. Not fast enough, Tom, but they're getting better slowly but surely. How you guys doing over there, Tom? Go ahead. Roger. Yes, 660 deaths. That's just unacceptable, and I know that's for the large area that you're talking about. But again, big population areas are suffering that. Yes, our numbers are coming down, even in New York City as we speak. It's getting better, but there's still a lot of work to be done for sure, Tom. I do hope, though, you're going back to work tomorrow. Hope you're going back to work, Tom, tomorrow. And I can only say be extra careful, Tom. Go ahead. Oh, QSL, Tom, that is something that I'm also very concerned about, and a lot of us are, by opening things up too early, where we haven't tested enough people to know just exactly where this is going and where it's coming from, so we could have a little better handle on it. And I know that we really feel for people like you who need to work, the economy needs to get started, but my goodness, the risk of having numbers like your numbers at 660 is just completely unacceptable. And I'm real sorry, Tom, yes, that you're not going back to work tomorrow as you had hoped, but clearly we all have to be patient, bide our time, and hopefully that by doing that, we'll keep the numbers down and we'll be able to get back and be all clear and not be concerned. Thanks a lot, Tom, for all of that. I appreciate that. Back over to you. Cheers and beers for your final, Tom. Go ahead.
Keep up the good work. You're doing a fantastic job for all your people and everybody this side of the pond. We love you guys and we appreciate what you do. Have a wonderful evening. Cheers and beers, and God bless America.
Thank you, too, and to you to the UK as well, in the UK. Thanks a lot for your wonderful wishes. I hope some of you were able to hear, Tom, a real patriot, someone who really is certainly an honorary American citizen and just a wonderful human being. And clearly, if you ever have a chance to work him, you'll have a lot of fun. He's just a fantastic, fun guy to be around. Thanks a lot, Tom. 73s, please be well and be safe, and we'll get through this together. Thanks a lot for your lovely, thoughtful words. 73s. This is Special Event Station Kilo 2 Heroes, and Tom is one of our heroes. Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo 4 Bravo United.
I think is it Kilo 4 Bravo United Kilo? Go ahead.
Kilo 4 Bravo United. Just Kilo 4 Bravo United. Over.
Roger, I got that. Thank you for the correction. Kilo 4 Bravo United. Please give me your name and location. Go ahead, and any comments that you might have.
Uniform Yankee, running 100 watts to an indoor dipole, and we're located near Atlanta, Georgia. Over.
I don't know how you're doing that. 100 watts to an indoor dipole, and you're about 10 to 12 over 9. I'm looking at your ceiling there in your attic, and I see the indoor dipole. Is that a end-fed dipole, center-fed dipole, loop? Tell me what configuration it is there, Guy. Go ahead.
Double bazooka, so it's fed in the center. There's 2 double bazookas and 2 regular dipoles. All are fed in the center. Over.
And are they fed with a 300 ohm line? Go ahead.
No, coax, just normal 50 ohm coax. Over.
Roger that. Okay, yeah, that's great. Those double bazookas. Anyone that is in an HOA or limited in terms of what they can do, look into that design. I'm using a double bazooka for 80 meters. And all the numbers aren't right in terms of the height. I'm only up about maybe 70 feet with it. And, I have it's full halfway, but nevertheless, it still fails a lot of the criteria for a proper antenna. But I got to tell you, it really gets out. So well done, Guy. Sounds like you designed that double bazooka. Is that correct? Go ahead.
No, actually, it's an IAC. It was International Antenna Corporation. If I remember the name correctly. It's been up there about 20 years, but I'm amazed every time I make a contact how well it works. People don't believe it, so I figured I'd put a picture out there. Over.
I'm glad you did. And by any chance, are you using an ICOM 7300 or something like that, Guy? Go ahead.
Negative. Actually, I warmed up the old, running about a 65-year-old Collins KWM2. It's very old and kind of like me, but I warmed it up today, and I said, well, geez, you were so strong, and by the way, and I think your name is Peter, but terrific signal, Peter. Your antenna is obviously doing all the work, that's for sure. Over.
Yes, absolutely correct on that. The antenna is doing the heavy lifting. KWM2, well, the last time I saw that, and yes, it's old like you, like me, but it works, and that's what counts. For sure. The last time I saw that was at the World's Fair. One of the rigs that were there that I saw, and I just was blown away by it. Fantastic job, and IAC was a wonderful company, and unfortunately, due to health reasons, they had to close their doors. Real sorry about that, but you could find their antennas around. A lot of companies like DX Engineering, HRO have a lot of their different designs, and I think it's worthwhile to take a look at that. Thanks a lot, Guy. I appreciate that. And thank you also for your compliments on my signal as well. We really are thankful for that. And thank you for taking the time, firing up an old rig. That really sounds fantastic. It really does. Collins has great audio. Thanks a lot, Guy. To you for 73s, and thanks a lot for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19.
Okay, Peter, one other thing. I do have a story if you have time. Over.
Yes, certainly. My pleasure. Go ahead, Guy.
All right, very good. A lady that I've worked with many years, finally she retired and she went into nursing. And she caught the virus about 3 weeks ago, and she actually passed away today.
I had to just to take a moment of silence. My deep condolences. Deep condolences. Did she have? Give me her first name, please. And to your knowledge, did she have any underlying health conditions? Go ahead.
I'm not sure too much about that, other than being about 65 or so. But she, last time I saw her, very good health, and I know she was right on the front lines there, and she apparently contracted it probably about 3 weeks ago, and she went the whole route with the ventilator, and they took her off just a few days ago, but she wasn't able to make it through, so I was sorry to hear that this morning. Over.
We all are too. We all are too, and certainly when it affects someone that we know, someone we're close to, it really is extra impactful. These are not just people out there that don't have names and social security numbers and feelings. Could you give me her first name, please, Guy? Go ahead.
Absolutely, Debbie. Debbie, over.
Debbie. Well, Debbie, may you rest in peace. Thank you so much for being there on the front lines. And saving lives and going to work every single day, not knowing if you'd come back. And here's a story, folks, of someone that didn't make it back. And it sounds from Guy's description that she was still a person that was in good health and working at it. And so this is the issue about this virus. You never know. You can't take any chances. And again, this is why we're here, to say thank you for those living and those that are passed for what they've given in this war. Thanks a lot, guys, so very much for sharing those personal feelings with us. And we certainly know that Debbie is in a much better place, and hopefully she'll bring down some ideas on how we could solve this thing. Thanks, guys, so much for your time.
All right, very good, Peter. And if anybody can do it, she'll do it. That's for sure. She was helping so many people. All right, Peter, thank you very much. One last question. I know you have a stream somewhere, and I wanted, could you give me the information to look this up later and just maybe listen over?
My pleasure, Guy. Yes, it really is our pleasure to do that. Yes, I'm streaming through Twitch TV, TWITCH TV, and my call sign under the search bar to reach my station is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, Whiskey 2 Japan Victoria. Is that pretty clear? Go ahead, Guy.
It was a good day to hook up with you, that's for sure. Thanks a lot, 73s, and thanks for the night's report. And all the best, stay well up there. Kilo 4 Bravo United will be clear with you, Peter. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Guy. And I'll also say this, too. We're doing this for the heroes fighting COVID-19. We know that. That's our main goal. That's our main mission here. But also, we're doing this for ourselves as well. We as human beings need to vent. We need to express ourselves and how we feel, where we hurt. And in Guy's situation, I am sure that Guy right now is feeling better, that he's able to express himself, to in a way continue to bring closure to Debbie by announcing her untimely passing. And it's a bit cathartic, I'm going to say, for all of us to be able to get on the air and do that. And at the end of the day, we're feeling good about it. We really are. So, Guy, thanks a lot. Also, Guy, let me give you another piece of information. I think you know Bob Heil. Bob Heil runs Ham Radio Nation with a bunch of other folks, including Gordon West and his team. And tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I'll be one of the guests talking about what we're doing with Kilo 2 Heroes. And that's TWIT, TWITV. Or you can go to Ham Radio Nation, or you can go to really the website for Bob Heil, and I'm kind of looking at that right now. I don't think I have that right directly in front of me. It's on another piece of paper, but yeah, you can just put Bob Heil's name certainly in QRZ, and he'll come up. But yeah, if you want to look at that broadcast, Ham Radio Nation, not sure you've seen that or not, Guy, but we'll be talking about what we're doing and all these comments that we're getting as well. Guy, go ahead.
old radio on and heard you coming through. So perfect day for it, I guess. And like I said, she'll be missed by all of us. And she did wonderful work. 73 is my friend, and we'll look for you. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe. And again, thanks for all the other information. And Peter, again, thank you for what you're doing. 73s.
Guy, thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you for your comments. And, I do hope that we're going to have a memorial set up, and we're going to have a memorial for people like Debbie. And it'll be very similar to what we went through here in 9/11 in New York. And we have our Freedom Tower, and we have our Wall of Heroes. And we're going to do the same thing for this as well, for sure. And every town, every state, every municipality, every county, every parish will have these memorials, and we will never forget people who gave their lives, who fought in this war and gave their lives. And thanks so much again, Guy, for sharing that. 73s to you, and please be well and good health. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. The station ending in Mike, please, go ahead.
Whiskey Alpha 9, Sierra Zulu Mike. November Mike.
Sierra Zulu Mike. Yes, there's a November Mike. We'll pick you up in a minute. Let me make sure I have this right. Is this Whiskey, Delta 9, Sierra Zulu Mike? Go ahead.
Whiskey Alpha 9, Sierra Zulu Mike. Good afternoon. Name is Mark, just outside of Chicago, and we really like what you're doing there. So very good, and you've got a beautiful signal here in Chicago today. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks so very much. We do appreciate that, and that's really important that we are getting out there. We're getting a clear signal to folks so they can hear who we are and talk to us and make comments about what's going on. What Guy just said, I think we have to all agree, all of us, that's very moving. That's something that we're not hearing from the news. We're not hearing it from some broadcaster. We're hearing it from one of our brothers who lost a sister, really, in a way, a good, close friend in Debbie. And, that's very moving. But that's what this is about. We're getting all kinds of different stories, and we wanted to really make sure that we share all of them and share it to whoever is listening on the stream as well. And I appreciate the support we're getting there as well. Thanks so very much, Mark. Appreciate that. 73s, be well. Do you have any final comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Wanted to let you know, here in Chicago we had a special event. The Blue Angels did a flyby loop around the entire Chicago and suburban area as a salute to the COVID people on the front lines for COVID and the first responders. So they did Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis today as a thank you to those people. And a lot of people were out looking up at them, and well, not everybody got to see them. They actually were only flying around about 1,000 feet. They were maybe 1,500. I didn't get to see them myself. I tried, but my buddy, who was just 3 towns over, said they flew over his house. So anyway, that's what's going on here. And could I just get a signal report from you, please? I'm just running barefoot.
Oh, that's fantastic. Signal report is 5 and 7 with really nice audio there, Guy. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What was your name?
And I called you Guy. I'm all caught up with him. Thanks, Mark. My name is Peter, Papa Echo, Tango Echo Romeo, with a whole home call of Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. And let me just double up on that, or double down. The Blue Angels and Thunderbirds flew over New York. Their path was over the hospitals of New York City and Long Island. They flew over the Hudson River, East River, and they made their loop. I didn't see them. We watched them on the news because here on Long Island they were too far east of us. But it was a very moving tribute, and you know how important it is when you get 2 groups like that coming out and saluting the heroes fighting COVID-19. Back over to you, Mark.
Very good. Okay. And all right. Well, best wishes to you. We still got some high numbers here in Illinois and the Cook County area, and we're just trying to decide what to do, how we can get the place reopened. So it's quite the dilemma here. So anyway, 73's Peter. Nice signal, and you have a good day. We'll let you carry on. K2H. Whiskey Alpha 9, Sierra Zulu Mike.
My pleasure, Mark. Thanks so much. Yep, that's the balancing act, and I think our governor has done a good job with his team talking with the scientists, looking at different data points, and he has about 7 data points that are really meaningful. They're realistic, and they're something that can be reached. But before anything can open, those 7 data points all have to be met, no compromises. And I think that there is a tendency for people to want to get back to normal, politicians wanting to get the economy going in their town. You know how important that is, but and I've heard some people say, well, we're going to open up and we realize that we're going to be sacrificing some people. Well, I just don't buy that. I know, in the military, they have to go and they take a town or a hill, and they know they're going to be casualties in that war. Sometimes you have to do that, perhaps, in a military situation. This is a different kind of a situation where we're fighting germs, and timing isn't the issue of having to rush a hill or rush a town to take it over before it'll be taken over by the enemy. So I believe in restraint and taking your time, taking it slow, and hopefully, the government with its incentive checks and the subsidies will keep printing money. I know the deficit is getting way just out of control, but there's nothing more we can do. It would be good. I spoke with a friend last night who's in construction, who was out of work for a period of time, and he said, thank goodness for those unemployment checks. It helped my wife and I get through it. So, let's keep people home and keep the subsidies going, and not try to lose any more lives unnecessarily because we open up too early. Thanks so much. 73s, be well. Thanks, guys, for letting me yabber jabber on. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for your patience with it. 73s. QRZ, special event station, still holding strong, still being proud. Glad to do this, to say hello and thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 9, Stroke, Victor 31, Kilo Charlie.
Roger, thank you very much. Let me get that all right. So, Whiskey 9, Stroke, Victor 31, Kilo Charlie. Thanks so much for making contact with us. You got a nice signal here into Long Island, New York. Thanks for saying hello, name, location, and any comments you'd like to make, sir. Go ahead.
The name is Dennis, and I am currently in Waukegan, Illinois. Former firefighter for 11 years back home. I definitely want to say a shout out to the firefighters here and back home as well. Back to you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much. As a former firefighter, could you tell me where home is for you? Go ahead.
Oh, sure, QSL. The home call is Victor 31, Kilo Charlie, and that's the lead. Go ahead.
Right. And again, yes, your location, where you are located. Go ahead. On your permanent location. Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL. Currently in Waukegan, Illinois, about 30 minutes north of Chicago. Go ahead.
Roger, Dennis, thank you so much. Thanks for making contact with us. Really appreciate that. Thank you for saying thank you and appreciating the heroes fighting COVID-19. And some of those, like Guy's friend Denise, that did not make it. Don't want to turn this into a bitter, morgy situation, but that's life. That's what it is, and we appreciate people sharing their stories with us, good, bad, or indifferent. That's what we're about with the special event station. And thank you for sharing, guys. We appreciate it. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
November 4, Hotel Romeo Whiskey.
Roger, that's a strong station. Big signal. Thank you so much, sir. November 4, Hotel Romeo Whiskey. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead. We're waiting for you. Okay, November 4, Hotel Romeo Whiskey. Go ahead.
This is November 4 Whiskey Golf Lima. That was the call.
Oh, okay. That may explain a lot. November 4 Whiskey Golf Lima. Sometimes I have append a couple of calls. Okay, my apologies. November 4 Whiskey Golf Lima. Thank you. Name and location.
Yeah, the name here is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, located in Florida, Palm Harbor, Florida, which is just west of Tampa, a couple miles off of the Gulf. Just listening to your special event station and also following you here on Twitch, so I thought I would jump in there and say good evening to you and see if the signal can make it up your way.
Well, it is certainly making it up our way with a lot to spare, about 10 over 9. Nice signal and good audio, and thanks so much for saying hello, and thank you for also following us on Twitch. We appreciate that. Our goal there really is to spread the word to the masses, those that are not aware of what we're doing in amateur radio, and hopefully hopefully also as well to have the young people become excited, become energized. That this also can be an exciting hobby. They can have all their other hobbies. They can do the iRacing. They can do the different events they do, the different simulations. But we hope maybe they're going to see that, you know what, these guys on amateur radio, they're using technology. They're using sound cards. Maybe it's okay for us to jump in and won't be criticized by our peers. So thanks a lot for following on Twitch. We appreciate that. And clearly, the more followers we have, the more we can get the word out. Thanks so much. 70 Trees, be good, be well. And you got a good signal here to New York. Go ahead for your final.
Yeah, QSL, I couldn't agree with you more. As a matter of fact, I'll mention this on our net tonight. And as always, we continue to spread the word and also promote the hobby here. Got a couple of teenagers myself and trying to get them involved. So 73, good luck. Have yourself a good evening. November 4, Whiskey Golf Lima.
Roger, my pleasure. Thanks so much. Yep, and clearly, another thing they can do is they can go to remote ham radio. They can go to Ray Higgins' site, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. He has a phenomenal program where he's offering basically the use of his super stations in Maine to people 25 or under. Just an incredible program, something that they really could look into, because he has incredible software people, proprietary software, very sophisticated stuff, and puts out signals that are just incredible. So it really would be something I think that the young people would really enjoy. 73s, thanks so much for the time. QRZ, special event station, Long Island, New York. The name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, uniform, Foxtrot.
November Zulu 4 Zulu.
Wow. That's I might say that's the strongest signal I've had today. November Zulu 4 Zulu. Certainly it begs to ask the question, what are you using? What's your setup there? I'm going to guess it almost sounds like an Anon that you're using, but I don't want to guess too much. I've been wrong too often. But phenomenal signal and great audio. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. And, of course, the world would like to know your setup there, so maybe we could copy it. Go ahead.
Okay, Peter, again, November Zulu 4 Zulu. The name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo, located in the capital city of Kentucky, Frankfort, Kentucky. And, well, as far as the setup, we're just, you'll be surprised a little bit. It's just an ICOM 7300. I do have one piece of audio gear that I use, an Aphex 230 voice processor and the Electro Voice RE27 microphone. And just an off-center fed dipole at the moment. But you're coming in great here, Peter. 20 over, no problem on the signal. I'm not copying many other stations at all, but your heading is, man, we're dead on each other, so sounding very good. Appreciate what you're doing there. I'm a retired police officer out of Richmond, Kentucky, which is off I-75, where Eastern Kentucky University is. If someone, it's kind of just outside of Lexington, going south there on I-75. But now I work part-time as an evidence technician for the Capital City Police Department, Frankfort Police Department, and just something to do in my retirement. And you'll see on my QRZ page what retired me. A fire truck of all things pulled in front of me when I was running about 80 to catch a guy that left an accident scene, and you'll see the ball of metal before and after picture of my police cruiser. So that disabled me from the job as far as on the road, but we're still participating as we can. But appreciate you being there, and that's the setup here, Peter. November Zulu 4 Zulu. Oh, one more thing. I was going to ask you. I was trying to pull up the event station on QRZ. I guess I thought I'm not getting anything on QRZ. Are you populated to come up on there? Over.
Yes. Thanks a lot. Well, first let me say I'm looking at part of your QRZ page that I'm getting through the QRZ XML feature, and I'm seeing you're 7300 at 3.664.00. Yeah, I could have guessed. I mean, that 7300. What a best bang for the buck, really. So considering what you have. Just phenomenal, just incredible, great signal. Proud that you're putting out such a good signal. Yes, and also let me mention, thank you so much for your service, being a retired police officer from Richmond, Kentucky. And that's some story with a fire truck. Thank goodness you survived that. Hopefully you weren't laid up too long or have any injuries that are lingering from that. And good for you. I'm glad you're doing work as an evidence technician. That's an interesting position indeed. I'm sure you can contribute quite a bit. Now, getting back to who we are, if you go to the QRZ page, you could put in Kilo 2H, Kilo 2 Hotel, and find a special event station. Stephen, go ahead.
got it now. Okay, I was adding too much in there, but yeah, I'll take a look at the page here and follow along. But hey, sounds good. Appreciate what you're doing there. And yeah, this COVID, man, I tell you what, I'm itching to get back to normalcy, whatever we can. You know, I don't know if we'll ever see actual normalcy again, because before you know it, who knows what else may pop up. But maybe we can keep these things from being brought in and you know, have a little bit better protection. Or I don't know what the answer is, but you know, I have a good faith in the good Lord above, and that's got me through a lot. I lost my wife. Well, the 20th of this month will be 3 years ago. I lost her to cancer, and you know, without strong faith in the Lord and you know my faith there, it'd have been a tough time. But you know, we got through it, and you know, she's with me still every day, and she's on that page as well. You'll see a picture of her. But anyways, thanks for what you're doing, Peter. I'll let you pick up some more, and we'll listen for a little while longer. But thanks again, and 7-3, and all the best, and God bless everyone that can hear my station. November Zulu 4 Zulu.
Roger, thank you so much, Stephen. And again, continued condolences for the loss of your wife, 3 years ago. And you're absolutely right. Faith, having something to lean on when it's difficult to find answers of why things are happening like that. To nice people, it doesn't have a reason. But when we rely back on our faith and put all our certainly thoughts in that direction, we can get through it. That, along with just having a positive mental attitude, knowing that it's in our responsibility, it's in our power to shape the kind of day, week, month that we're going to have. And when we wake up every day, we have that ability to make that decision. Do I want to have a good day or a bad day? And we have dominion over that. And a lot of us think we don't. A lot of us think that outside forces bring us in that direction. So thanks for talking about that. I feel very strongly about that, and certainly I feel that we in amateur radio are very lucky to be able to share stories with one another, to be able to essentially give us each other relief for that, and that's very, very important. And thanks so much for that, and thank you for sharing everything. And you got an incredible signal. 73s to you, Stephen. Thanks so much, and look forward to making contact with you again. And you have a good day, a safe day, and we'll get through this. Right now, there doesn't seem, we don't have all the answers. We don't, but we will. And I do feel very confident that with antibodies that we're storing up, there's certainly a process going on where they're going to be collecting more and more plasma to store. And with so many people that have contracted the virus, that's going to be one of our silver bullets. And then really understanding, through some of the great drug companies, the different therapies they come out with in the vaccines. Yeah, this things like this will always be around, but I think we'll be able to perhaps, to your point, have better bullets in our guns and be able to be ready to handle this. So that's how I believe. I believe in that. I believe in America. We don't get beat. I wouldn't bet on us getting beat, and I think we'll have the answers. 73s to you, Stephen. Thanks so much for the time. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for sharing with us. 73s to you, sir.
All right, Peter, thank you so much, and 7-3 to you as well.
Thank you so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, thank you, stations. I believe there's a YL there in the gaggle, and I think she's got a November 5 call. Go ahead. Roger, thank you. November 5, Foxtrot Hotel Foxtrot. Thank you so much, Grant. You're in the log. Good signal here into Long Island, New York. Thanks a lot for making contact with us from Texas. 73's the best to you. Be well and be well and be in good health to you. 73's QRZ. We're at 2 hours and 4 minutes. Thanks a lot, stations, for hanging in there. We'll hang in here for a while too. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ another time, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. There's a Charlie Echo Tango. Charlie Echo Tango, go ahead.
Roger that, Kilo 4, Charlie Echo Tango.
Roger, thank you, sir. Kilo 4, Charlie Echo Tango. Thank you. Your name, location, and any comments that you'd like to have. Go ahead.
Name here is Clyde, Charlie Lima, Yankee Delta Echo, located in Hope Mills, North Carolina.
made contact on D-Star a couple days ago with a K2H on there.
Yeah, you know, that's amazing. We being the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club and the organizers of this event, they did not think that we would be on all the different modes. But can you imagine? Yeah, D-Star. We are on as well. I guess we're on FT8, FT4. All the digital frequencies you can find us, and there's activity all over the place. So that's great, and thank you for making contact with another station. We appreciate that, because the more thanks, the better. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform, Foxtrot. I think I have a November radio for Delta. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
QSL. My name is Thomas, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for doing this. I think it's very important, and nice to meet you. Tennessee.
Thank you, Thomas. Very nice to meet you, too. And as they might say, under these circumstances, but I think that we can put a smile on our face that these are nice circumstances. These are good things that we're doing as a service in amateur radio. So I really do appreciate that. Thanks a lot for the call from College Grove, Tennessee. Thank you enough for that. Can't thank you enough for taking the time to say thank you, and we appreciate your support for the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform, Foxtrot. Roger, November 4, stand by for one moment. Kilo Foxtrot 4, Victor, your name, location, and any comments you might have. Go ahead.
His name is Marty Mike Alpha Romeo Tango Yankee from Talladega, Alabama, and I just appreciate all your efforts. QSL?
Oh, I QSL that, Tommy. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. A tear goes to my eye when I think of Talladega, and we'd love to see them back on the speedway doing their thing, but hopefully we'll get them soon. Also, you have a name of a famous race driver, your last name, so hats off to you on that as well. And one thing we're doing, we are watching the pros right now doing simulations. I'm not sure if you've watched anything on iRacing at all, but NASCAR, the top drivers, Dale Earnhardt, and a lot of the other drivers are on simulation right now. And it's just fantastic to see them do their work. And you get up close and personal, no helmets, and just watch their hands and watch their feet. Incredible talent. Thanks a lot, Tom from Talladega, Alabama. Appreciate that. 73s, thanks for saying thank you so much to the heroes fighting COVID-19. I think there is a November 4 station in there. Go ahead.
November 4, Papa Bravo.
I knew that. I thought I heard you. November 4, Papa Bravo. Thanks so much. Your name, location, and any comments. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Parker, Parker. I'm in Georgia. What else did you want to know?
Parker, that's okay. That fills it out completely, Parker. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by, taking the time, Parker, to say hello, and thanking the heroes fighting COVID-19. I wish you the best of 73s and good health, and thanks for joining us in this collective salute to all those heroes fighting COVID-19. And to once again repeat, these are the people that are the doctors and the nurses, like Debbie, who passed on, the healthcare workers, the EMS people, EMT people, the police, the firemen, the military, those who provide help. And also, you might not think of the mortuary and the hospital personnel, the food services people during this crisis, including your sanitation people, your postal workers, your supermarket workers, your technicians that are working on your cars, people that are keeping the phone systems going. All of that we're saluting through the month of May. Thanks so much, Tom, for making contact with us. 73s and good health to you. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform, Foxtrot. QRZ again from Kilo 2 Heroes. There's a November 4 station. Go ahead. Yeah, November 4 with the Oscar. One more time again, please. Roger, is that November 4 Kilo Oscar Oscar? Roger. Roger that. I got that. Thanks so much for repeating that. November 4, Kilo X-Ray Oscar. Yeah, the band is now starting to get longer. I'm starting to hear more stations in Europe and the West Coast, so I'm going to have to bow out. But let me say thank you so much. November 4, Kilo X-Ray Oscar. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
My name is Jay Alpha Yankee Jay, and we're in Central Florida.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks so much for making the contact. Thanks for helping me out with your call. I appreciate that. 73s and the very, very best to you. Thank you so very much. Well, this is the end of my session. I think there's some other folks that might be coming on the frequency. Look around your favorite cluster to see if there are any others. Right now I'm having trouble hearing folks, and I don't want to make it too difficult for you where you have to repeat yourself many times. This is pretty good, though. It's 6:02, and we're still copying some stations in the south, southeast, and west. So let me just say collectively, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting this very special event. Thank you for taking the time to really say hello, to say thank you to those fighting COVID-19. It's just a wonderful thing everyone is doing, and thanks for your patience in firing up your rigs. In some cases, like the old rigs, the Collins rigs, some cases like the 7300s, they're just fantastic. I look forward to being here again, hopefully tomorrow. We'll talk more about what we're going to be doing on Twit TV with Bob Heil and his team. And you're part of our thank you celebration for really making this event very, very successful for all those workers fighting COVID-19. So right now, my home call is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. The call that we're using is Kilo 2 Hero / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We're going to continue for a moment or two, closing it out with a few comments on our stream on Twitch TV. So if you'd like to see a few more things, hear a few more things, by all means, you can go over to Twitch TV with my call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Thanks so much, folks. We'll get to work, a lot of you, as the month goes on. But thanks a lot for spending your time with me today and making it a wonderful day for me as well. 73s. This is Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, honoring all those heroes fighting COVID-19. Thanks so much, folks, and we'll see you again soon. 73s.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Kilo Echo 9, Lima Echo.
Roger, thank you. Kilo Echo 9, Lima Echo. Thank you so much. Kilo Echo 9, Lima Echo. Thank you. 73s, and thanks so much. Be well.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do and all the heroes out fighting the COVID. This is Kilo Echo 9, Lima Echo. 73, my friend.
And my friend as well, 73s, be well, good health. Thank you so much. 73s, everybody. Have a very safe and good evening. See you again real soon. Thanks so much. Okay, as we shut that down, just want to play a few things that really, I think, mean something to me and hopefully means something to you as well. We're going to thank the nurses. We're thanking the nurses for what they do. Yes, that's for sure. And, we also want to thank, again, Debbie for really putting her life out there and losing her life as a result of what went on. Okay, let me play another one that really, I think, resonates a little bit as well. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for listening to the stream. Thanks for making contact with us on the amateur radio channels. We really do appreciate that. 73s, everybody. Good health and be well.